And welcome back, guys, and this is Mark Rato, and welcome to a new episode. And today we're not going to have a what if series or what if episode, but we're going to revisit the Hall of Fame of Mark Henry. This started in 2011 with Mark Henry's heel turn, and actually, because of Big Show's destroying him in the ring, he kind of started his own dominant run in 2011. And because of this run, well, he won also the World Heavyweight Championship. And yes, this is the year also in 2011 where legends actually left the ring, or some of them are part-timers. Shawn Michaels left, Edge left, The Undertaker is on a part-time basis, Triple H is on a part-time basis, Vince McMahon only appears and doesn't wrestle as much. And also a lot of talents left for another company, which are Jeff Hardy, Mr. Kennedy, and many more to mention. And WWE has actually capitalized on their on-screen talent, on their current talent, in which wrestlers from the current roster actually has a lot of chances, and people actually started to watch, and some actually stopped watching because 2011 is kind of receiving mixed reaction, positive and negative. Yes, wrestlers have been pushed, and some of them actually don't like the PG era rating, in which this is actually one of the greatest thing in the PG era that the WWE actually made. Aside, of course, from the main event players of the WWE and the other people there were, well, Mark Henry is actually a veteran, and because of this run, well, we have seen a new thing for Mark Henry. He actually had a run with his sexual chocolate persona, which some of it actually has some comedy moments, and this 2011 run reminds us of 2006 and 2007 run of Mark Henry, where he is actually dominating. Though in his 2006 and 2007 run, even though he's dominant, but he didn't capture the world championship because of the roster actually having huge stars back then. And in 2011, well, he has this chance to actually revitalize his career. So in 2011 also, in his run on Monday Night Raw, the Summer of Punk is actually ongoing. So 2011 is also a good year, the half of it. The Summer of Punk, the Hall of Fame, even the one more match program between Christian and Randy Orton, the Rio's Rise to the Top, and even John Cena actually becoming the face of the company, even though he's actually the face from 2006, but he actually becomes the top player because of the other wrestlers who are actually on the top of the card starting to retire or becoming part-timers. So Cena is actually the top dog during this time, even though he is the top dog from 2006, but he doesn't have his equal except for Randy Orton and I think Rey Mysterio somehow. This Hall of Fame started when Big Show attacked Mark Henry, I think, and also after his heel turn, Mark Henry dominating Big Show in most of their rivalry. And actually, because of this Hall of Fame, he actually injured a lot of stars, kayfabely. So, this run actually made him the dominant giant, which WWE is looking for this time, the dominant heel that WWE builds and focuses on Friday Night SmackDown. And after his assault on Big Show, well, the first attack was actually on Capital Punishment, if I'm right. And then he destroyed Big Show on Money in the Bank by a squash match, I think, destroying Big Show and injuring his ankle. And then the next SmackDown, he destroyed Kane, Great Khali, I think Vladimir Kozlov, and many more superstars that are getting on the list of Hall of Fame. And after Randy Orton win the world title from Christian, while Mark Henry actually challenges him to Night of Champions, where his 15-year drought out of the world title was actually answered in this night, and he won the World Heavyweight Championship. After he won the World Heavyweight Championship, he became a dominant superstar. He destroyed the likes of Daniel Bryan, even destroying Randy Orton on the Hell in the Cell, and a lot of people tries to challenge him, but nobody can touch him. His rival The Big Show returned, and they have this program which Mark Henry and Big Show are trading their attacks back and forth. Big Show actually defeating Mark Henry by disqualification on their match, and even replaying or redoing the superplex spot which Big Show and Brock Lesnar did on 2003 or 2002 of SmackDown, in which they destroyed the ring to have that conclusion. After 9 whole years, well, this spot is actually used again, and after years later, well, the spot actually got repeated by many times. At this time, well, it is still unique because it is the second time that they used the spot. So after also, Mark Henry is kind of the top dog on SmackDown. Randy Orton tries to challenge him but is defeated. Daniel Bryan tries, but he is also defeated. Also, I find this Hall of Pain amazing because it is unique on its own storyline, even though it is a storyline of a dominating giant fighting all of his challengers, taking name, destroying people, because that's what he does in pro wrestling. That is his capabilities, and that's what he can do. And even though I mentioned the 2006 and 2007 run that they can trigger the World Championship run for him because of the top superstars, well, it's also amazing that we can see a new guy on the main event scene, even though he is technically a veteran, him competing on the main events of SmackDown instead of the usual people that we've seen from 2000s to 2010, where the guys like John Cena, Triple H, Edge, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Batista, The Undertaker, guys like them actually competing for the main event scene, and new guys such as Mark Henry, even though he is not technically a good new guy, but new guy on a main event status, that he is performing well and he is doing well in his rivalry. I think the Hall of Pain actually ended in either 2011's TLC or probably on Royal Rumble 2012. Even though they have this Hall of Pain thing on Ryback's feud, but it isn't actually focused on that. On, I think it is WWE 2K15 somehow or WWE 2K14. I forgot if that mode is actually also on the game. So Mark Henry's run is amazing at its finest. He destroyed top superstars and even also helped building the rise of Daniel Bryan in 2011 as a babyface, turning him heel and making a great storyline out of him that eventually led into the Yes movement because of the fan support that in the WrestleMania 28 match that ended in 18 seconds. Well, people actually turned on the champion Sheamus and supported Daniel Bryan during the rivalry, even though WWE attempts to making him the top heel on SmackDown. Mark Henry's run actually also helped Daniel Bryan because during the times that WWE actually teased and actually made Daniel Bryan on the main event scene, it's a rub for him to actually experience the run as the main event player in WWE, which actually happened in 2013 when they made him WWE Champion, and this run with his feud also with the Authority. So it's also a huge thanks to this Hall of Fame of Mark Henry that Daniel Bryan got exposed for the main event scene. Though people knows Daniel Bryan's performances on the indie scene, but some people actually believe that comparing the WWE main events to the indie main events are quite different from each other, and some actually believes that the other one is better than the other one. Actually, some of us also believes that it is also the same when it regards to the same pressure that a person or a wrestler is going through. And because of this Hall of Fame, Daniel Bryan got exposed because in 2011, I think before he became Mr. Money in the Bank, while he is the United States Champion in the mid-card scene. And I think also during this time, Daniel Bryan actually got cheers from the crowd, and that also helped him to have the status that he has actually today. So that is it for the Hall of Fame, Mark Henry's Hall of Fame. I hope you like this video and subscribe for more. And like this video, share this video, and comment down below for more wrestling topics. Brought to you by Mike Rato. So this is not a what if series, but it's also a semi-review and thoughts about that run. Also opinions. So thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe, guys. Peace.